Hey, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster Vans, and today I want to show you around the Sprinter 170 Extended that we just wrapped up. Before we hop inside, I'll talk about some exterior highlights. Up top, we have a Fiamma awning. We have upgraded wheels and tires, so we have a method wheel and an all-terrain tire on that. And then on the entry to the van, we also have the bug screens from RB Components. Those are also going to show up in the rear of the van. Let's step inside. All right, before we go into the specific components of this vehicle, I'll talk about some of the design highlights as well as the overall layout. So starting on the ground, we have a Montrose Oak flooring. Working our way up, we have custom panels on the doors, and then we have 5-panel cabinetry throughout. So that's going to be for our uppers as well as our lowers and other storage as we get into the galley area. This is all going to be painted in Sherwin-Williams Snowbound. And then up top, we have a pine tongue and groove ceiling, and that's going to have a walnut stain on it. And then lastly, our countertops back here is also going to be walnut butcher block. When it comes to layout, we have a secondary row of seating here. So this Freedman fold-away bench seat is going to fold down, and that'll create room to ride an extra 3 people. As we move a little bit further back, we have our bathroom and shower. And then we have our galley on both sides here, nice closet storage. And then all the way in the rear, we have our fixed bed over a garage that is very custom made for their gear. So we'll start in the front and work our way back. On the front of the vehicle here, as I mentioned, we have a little dinette unit. You can flip both of the captain's chairs around. We have our walnut table on a center mount there. This is also an additional row of seating. So we have a Freedman fold-away double Bellagio bench seat here, and then we have a JMG captain's chair here. Both of these are going to be on 3-point retractable seat belts, and then we have nice windows on both sides. So we have a full pane on the passenger side and a T-vent Sierra Lawrence on the driver's side. So this will be a really nice riding area for these passengers. I'm going to go ahead and take down this table and fold away this bench seat so that you guys can see a little bit more as we go through the rest of the van. And then above our additional row of passenger seats here, we have some uppers. These are going to be on gas struts and have our V-latches for easy opening and closing. Working our way back from there, I'll start with our shower and bathroom. So this is going to be 24 by 30 inches. We have brushed aluminum walls. We have our Nature's Head composting toilet in here, as well as a teak flip-up shelf unit there to store all of your bathroom essentials. So closing that down, we'll move into the galley area of this vehicle. I'm going to start on the passenger side. Here we have our walnut butcher block countertops. As I mentioned before, you'll see that we have a countertop extension as well to kind of extend our usable work surface. We have a 15 by 20 Ruvati sink with a colander and cutting board insert, as well as a nice backsplash here. So that's going to be really easy to clean, even if you have cooking sprayings. This van is actually going to have a portable induction cooktop, so it can be taken out of the drawer and used up on the countertops, but can also be taken outside for outdoor cooking as well. Underneath our sink, we have a 7-gallon removable gray water tank. And then underneath our prep space, we just have a nice drawer bank, a really big drawer at the bottom there for pots and pans, and then a shelving unit here with adjustable shelves, so they can change that up as they dial in their cooking gear. Also, we have uppers down this side as well. And same with the other side. Those are all going to be on gas struts and have our V-latches. Moving over to the driver's side, we have another little prep space here with lighting, so it's great area to get your dinner ready. And then we have a 4.6 cubic foot Isotherm door style fridge with a freezer up here in the left-hand corner. On top of that, we just have another upper that's going to house our microwave. And then we have nice tall closet here. So big storage area up top, along with some shelving beneath that. And then you'll also notice that we have our 2 vents there for our Rixen hydronic heat and hot water system. That is going to allow this vehicle to be 4-season capable. It's going to pull hot water to our sink as well as our inside shower. Moving further back here, we have our bed in the rear. That's going to be a fixed bed. The reason this bed is so high up is because we wanted to ensure that there's room for bike storage underneath it. And then on both sides of this bed, we have FlareSpace with C.R. Lawrence half-slide windows in it. And we have these touch-activated reading lights above the bed there, as well as our Dometic Penguin AC unit, which is going to be directly over the bed. So that should be a really nice area to sleep in the summer. Above the galley area, we have a max air fan. So that's going to pull air out of the vehicle and suck air in, depending on what you're doing at the time. And then I mentioned our Rixen, which is going to allow this vehicle to stay nice and toasty in the winter. So here you have the thermostat for that Rixen. We have the thermostat for our Dometic Penguin AC unit, and then we have our entire switch panel for the rest of the vehicle. To kind of close out this portion before we move into the rear, we have just a few different lighting zones in this vehicle. So we have our dimmable LED overhead dome lights, and then we're also going to have our under cab lights, and then we'll have a separate lighting zone for our garage area, which you can access through this hard partition or through the back of the van, which we are going to do now. All right, welcome to the back of the van. So some highlights back here. We have our Tourig storage bins on both of the doors of the vehicle. We also have an exterior shower. So that Rixen is also going to pull hot water to the exterior shower if you want to have a nice hot outdoor shower. As I mentioned, we're going to have a separate lighting unit back here so that you can load and unload gear at night. And then we have our gear tray and our power cabinet and water cabinet. So all of this is going to be coated in a black hex ply. That's going to be nice and rugged so it can stand up to the gear that is thrown back here. So speaking of gear that's thrown back here, this driver's side compartment, you see a little black square back there. That's actually a cutout that is removable so that it can fit nice long skis. And then we have an L-track running down the side as well so you can actually tie down those skis and not have things kind of clanking around while you're driving down the road. So I'll go ahead and pull out our gear slide. As I mentioned, this is a van that is intended to store bikes, so that's why our bed is going to be a little bit higher. And then we also have our RockyMounts DriveShaft bike mounts on this gear tray, and the gear tray is going to be on 500-pound locking drawer slides. Let's send that back in. On the passenger side, we have our power cabinet. So in there you'll have 510 amp hours of AGM SuperCycle battery. We have a 3,000 watt inverter. We also have 300 watts of solar coming in. And then moving over to the driver's side, we have a 40-gallon freshwater tank. We'll have our water pump, and that's also where the Rixen hydronic heat and hot water system is going to be housed. And then on the passenger side, we have our Park Tools bike stand. So this is really nice to work on your bike while you are out on the road. That wraps up this van tour. Again, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster Vans. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a van tour. I hope you have a great rest of your day.